African history. Benin Kingdom. Benin Kingdom. Its foundation is traced back to Rajaisa dynasty. It is said to have sailed through a period of republican rule until the emergence of the Ewa dynasty from life that introduced life of Obas. Political organization. It was centralized under one king called Oba, who was the head of the political system. Oba was surrounded by a multitude of chiefs, priests, palace servants, and other state officials. He had the powers to create new titles and decided on who should bear them. It was this right of the king skillfully employed to balance the competing forces of the kingdom. Benin had no standing army. Men would just be called upon to fight and defend a country in times of war. There was a permanent war captain who organized the federal forces and led the army to war because the Oba was not allowed to participate in active campaigns. The king was assisted by a series of chiefs, and some were appointed by the Oba himself and remained attached to the palace. These Oma chiefs functioned as traditional guardians of some of the kingdom's shrines. In their areas of jurisdiction, they reigned as Obas. The kingdom was divided into towns and villages. These territorial units were governed by provincial administrators. These mobilized subjects to pay tribute to the king. Villages were headed by village heads assisted by a council of elders. The provincial states of Benin included Ishin, Afenmai Ahabit. Day-to-day matters was handled by the king assisted by the council of the state. This body consisted of Lasher, MP Eboha Minister of External Affairs, and Oligosha Commander-in-Chief of the army. The council performed as the executive as well as the judiciary at the central government. Minor cases pertaining to the family and village were arbitrated and settled at such levels. Complex and major cases were referred to the king's court. The Oba was considered as a pivot around which everything in the kingdom revolved. He did not only feature in all political spheres of the state, but also in the economic, social affairs which made the king an autocrat. Economic organization. It encouraged ivory caving, wood carving, which made it famous. There was great trade in sacred carvings and carved elements like bells, doors, and pillars. Benin conducted trade with her neighbors, especially Oyo and the northern states. During the times of Trans-Saharan trade, Benin was one of the sources of slaves for the wholesale markets. The important source of revenue to the government was tribute from vassal states. More revenue was obtained from the judiciary through fines on offenders. Trade was an important aspect which included inland and foreign trade. Apart from subsistence agriculture, industry formed an important feature in the economy of Benin. There was blacksmithing, bronze and brass casting, as well as leather. They practiced hunting and cattle keeping. The economic cooperation of Benin was highly specialized and interdependent. Social organization. Like in most pre-colonial African societies, religion was a significant social element in Benin. African history. Benin Kingdom.